Hi, I'm Marg Smith, the Coaching Godmother. That's www.thecoachinggodmother.com. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the process of grief. Now, as soon as you say the word grief, most people think, okay, somebody's passed away. It could be a close family member, it could be a friend. And yes, indeed, there is a real emotional process involved when somebody you love passes. There's also grief attached to losing anything. So losing a job, losing a relationship, losing your house. So what happens is no matter what part of grief you're in, the process to move yourself through is exactly the same. So there's actually a process of 5 steps involved with grief. Like I say, no matter what the situation is, the process is the same. However, generally, of course, it takes a little longer to move through the process after someone has passed away because you have a very deep emotional attachment to them. And it mightn't take as long to move through if you've lost your job, for example, but we still feel exactly the same things when we lose anything. And unfortunately, what happens in society today is when we lose one thing, okay, we go into the grieving process, and then we might lose another and another. And what happens is you've got too many balls in the air. You're dealing with a lot of grief, and that's unfortunately when some people get stuck. They kind of get stuck down in there feeling depressed, and we don't want that to happen because, depression isn't a space to live in. It's not a great address to be in. And the great thing is, with some help and guidance, if you've gone into feeling depressed because you have lost something in your life, we can talk about it and we can slowly start to move you out. So just so that you understand the different stages of grief. So in the beginning, the first stage of grief is disbelief. So we'll use an example of someone passing away. So you've lost someone very close to you. You don't believe it. You are actually questioning people. Are you sure that happened? Are you sure it's him? He seemed so well yesterday. Are you sure? We need to check. So you actually disbelieve that could possibly have happened, and it is the first part of the grieving process. So we disbelieve that it has happened. And then we actually go into a stage of anger. We get angry when we realize that, yes, that person is now gone. We're angry. We're angry at the circumstances of their death, and we can even actually feel a bit angry with them. Why did you go? Why didn't you stay? Why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't I talk to you before it happened? And you actually do go through this process, like I say, across all issues. The next one is bargaining, where you bargain for the life of that person to bring them back. Like, I would have done anything if only my mother had not passed away. What would you have wanted me to do? I would have done it. So you bargain with yourself over what you would have done and you would have been prepared to do if only that loved one was still here. And then the next one is actually depression. So when you've realized that they're gone, you've passed through the anger, you've passed through the bargaining, you know now that there's nothing you can do. Doesn't matter how much bargaining you put forward, doesn't matter how angry you get, this person is not coming back. So when you finally get to that point, you actually get into a stage where you feel depressed. You feel upset that they're not there anymore. You'll cry a lot. You feel sad. It appears that this is the worst that anything could possibly be. You wonder how you're going to go forward without that person in your life. You don't think it's possible. So you're sitting right down in what you feel is the depths of despair. They are no longer there anymore. You can't talk to them anymore. They're gone. And like I say, that is the stage where you've actually started to feel depressed. And everybody goes there. When someone passes, we all go there. We stay there for different stages and different lengths of time, but everybody goes into depression when somebody has passed away. It's a natural state. It's a natural emotion for us all to face. But the thing is, it's not a space for us to unpack and live. We can't live feeling depressed. It's not a nice feeling to get up every morning and feel sad, for your body just to feel tired and hurt. And you do feel that way. You feel as if there's nothing that you can do. So like I say, everyone passes there. Some people stay longer, but the important thing is that you move to the final stage, which is acceptance. It's not acceptance that they're gone and you'll never ever remember them or have memories or anything like that. What it is a physical acceptance. They are physically no longer in your life. You know, it doesn't mean that they're not with you spiritually. It doesn't mean that you can't feel them around you. And I know that when both of my parents passed, I could sense my mother, and I still do to this day, sense my mother around me. I sense her spirit around me. And I look at things that I do and think, that was my mother. My mother did that. So I accept that they've passed. I know that their physical body is no longer coming back. However, I know I have memories and I have that spiritual feeling. I sense my mother as you will sense your loved one. You look at things your children do and you'll go, my mother would say that, or my father, or whoever it is that's passed. So they are gone. However, you've come to a place of acceptance now. And those are the 5 stages of grief. Now, I've had people pass through those stages quite quickly, 6 months to 7 months. Then I've had other people that have been sitting and going through those 5 steps for 10 years. You know, I say there's a life on the other side of death. I say people die in order for new life to come forward, and that's how I accept it. You know, different behaviours will accept it differently as well. Some people who are very soft and gentle and nurturing people who are highly emotional may take a little bit of extra time, where some behaviours which seem more cut and dried, and they're the people you look at and go, how did they get over that so quickly? They just lost their mother or their father or whatever it is. But some people just go through the process quicker. But don't be hard on yourself. The important thing is that you don't get stuck in any of those stages, especially feeling as if you're depressed. We need to move you out of there quickly. But remember, it's natural, but it's not the space for you to live in. So dealing with grief is different for everybody in one way. However, the process that we go through is exactly the same. So it's something I deal with my life coaching clients, because the thing is that grief is with us all the time. You know, there's always going to be people passing and things changing in your life where you feel sad and angry, and then you may feel a little depressed. So don't unpack and live there. I can't stress that enough. Contact me, you know, the coachinggodmother.com, or you can email me. I'll put a link on the top of the description. You can go straight to my email address, send me an email. Go onto the website, thecoachinggodmother.com. There's recordings and digital downloads. You know, I really want to help you through this process, because there is life on the other side of grief, and we need you to get there as soon as you can, so you can actually start living your life with your family that are still with you. So I am Marg Smith, the Coaching Godmother. That's www.thecoachinggodmother.com, and I just tell it like it is.